Have you ever wondered why, when you have a goal, you're not actually taking the action steps needed? Well, my guest today, Schindler from leapofaction.com, is going to tell us exactly what steps we can take. He's written this fabulous ebook that takes you through specific, tangible steps to help you get to your goals. Welcome to the show, and tell me, what would be the first step people should do to get to their goals?
Hello, Michelle, and thanks so much for having me on your show. I've seen other interviews on your channel, many of them, and I'm very excited about this, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. The first thing that people need to understand is that they are really in the middle. They are in the middle of what they receive and what they produce. So let's say the easiest way to explain this, you are given life at one point in time. That's the life we have been given. On the other side, it's the life that we make of it. So that's the principle, if you want. We receive and we transform what we receive into something else. So the life we are given, we transform into the life that we now have. On a specific basis in terms of the book, we receive three things every day: our health, our energy, and our time. The most basic of these three is energy, because everything in the universe, bar none, is energy. We know that these days. Everything is energy. So the first step for people, the most fundamental step for people, is to realize they receive energy. They see life management as a time management. But time is not renewable. We do not control how much time we have. You are given, it's a very democratic institution, time. Everybody gets the same amount every day, 24 hours. You have no control over that. However, with energy, you have very much a control over. And the basic that is translated into the book comes from the field of athletes. They realize that if an athlete, let's say in tennis, makes it into the top 100, and some other athletes make it into the top 10, what research has shown is that the difference between them is not in the technical arena at all. How they hit the ball, how they serve it, how they return it, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with energy management. To give you just one example within the video here, we don't want to over-explain things. A top athlete, let's say one in the top 10 in tennis, between the 25 seconds that they have between serves, is able to manage his energy and to renew his energy to the point of actually lowering his heartbeat by up to 20 beats in those 20 seconds. When other tennis players who are not aware or have not yet been trained of the concept of energy consumption and renewal, their heartbeat stays the same. So after an hour or 90 minutes of tennis playing, that's a huge difference. So we're not athletes, but in a way we are. All of us perform. And as you say, we would like to perform at our highest level every day too. But that can only be achieved once you understand the basic principles of energy and energy renewal.
It really sounds a little bit like being very present in the moment. When you're talking about managing energy between, hitting a ball back in tennis, there's just a short amount of time there. Are we talking about focusing, getting centered in a moment, or are you talking about something more physical? Explain to me what you mean.
No, you hit the nail on the head there. There is no other time where you will ever do anything other than in the moment. You cannot escape that. We can be in the illusion that something happens tomorrow or it happened yesterday, but all our life is in the present moment. Clearly, when you see an athlete in any sports, whether it's jumping off a board and dive into it, or before a 100-meter dash or tennis, an athlete literally goes inside. He concentrates, he focuses on that very thing that he's going to do. So a tennis player focuses on the serve when he serves, but then he focuses on the play. But he's focused totally. The thing is, you cannot maintain and perform at this optimum focus level for forever. But that's how much of our schools and institutions and work is structured. We are expected to be focused all the time, and of course we're not. So this is where leap of action explains that you best leap when you are focused. You know, you best do action being focused. So you get this energy, and specifically in energy management, there are the findings today, and it's translated again in Leap of Action. All the examples and exercises are reflective of what I'm saying here. You have something called distractions in your work. Just as if we were now distracted in our interview here, it would take our focus off. It is generally underestimated what a distraction does to us, how much focus it does take away. But research has shown that every time you're really focused on something, let's say you're writing a chapter in a book or you're doing something that takes thinking, all right? A distraction will probably take you the better part of 20 minutes away before you're in the zone again. So what you want to do is avoid distractions, eliminate or certainly reduce distractions. So what does that mean? You will never allow emails or telephone calls to interfere with work that is really critical for your success professionally, okay? So what Leap of Action takes over from the concept of athletes, you do 90-minute blocks, about 3 or 4 a day, starting in the morning when your energy highest is level. That means for 90 minutes you are staying maximum 60 to 90 minutes. You're staying totally focused. So it might take you 10-15 minutes to get into the zone. Then you stay in it, and then every 60 to 90 minutes you take a 10 to 15 minute break, meaning you do some breathing, you drink water, ideally with lemon juice in it, and you take a short nap or you take a brief walk around something. You renew your energy, and then you do another 90 minutes. At the beginning, you might not be able to do more than 1 or 2 of these things a day because it's training.
Right.
Energy, you know, you're using energy. Then once you have done your 90-minute creative work or whatever, then in the afternoon you have 25-minute blocks where you do your emails, your phone calls, you know, the smaller tasks. Because we all know nothing ever gets done in 5 minutes. So the 25-minute block, and then you take a 1 to 2 minute break between those 25 minutes, up to 5 minutes. And you will be able to perform at a much higher level if you structure that your work and your day in this way, as opposed to people who just, you know, don't have that concept of energy.
I've got a Zoom tablet, 2 laptops, a cell phone, a computer, a landline phone. I mean, I have to go into a closet to turn everything off. Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, if your goal is to get more done, for people who are happy with their output, there is no reason why they should change anything.
Great answer. I love that. I love that. Because that's the motivation to change, right? Is you have to be
absolutely. You
unhappy.
see, again, a tennis player who is, let's say, ranked number 50, if he's okay with being the 50th, then sure. But if he wants to get higher, most likely he will seek out a coach or a different coach. And most likely that different coach will bring into his life, amongst other things, concept of better energy management, because technique can only do so much. And we know in tennis it might not be as extreme. How often does the player actually play tennis? If he is 3 hours on the court, he hits balls probably for an hour. The rest of the time it's between playing. In golf, the ratio is even bigger. We all know that golf is a mental game, right? And that mental game is energy. It's nothing else. A high energy guy, to use Tiger Woods as a reference these days might be questionable, but he is well known to be able to focus. And that is his secret, or it's considered to be his secret. But the same is with Roger Federer. I'm originally a Swiss, as you might have gathered. I have a slight accent. Roger Federer is a Swiss, so I'm kind of familiar with him. I read his interviews. He does not get distracted when he's practicing. He will not let anything come in between him and practicing. No iPods, no cell phones, no family, no kids, no nothing. When he's practicing, he's practicing. So yes, that's the answer.
Yet this has been just fabulous, a little mind-blowing for some, but I really get the fundamental teaching that you're laying out here. And in the book, at leapofaction.com, you can just go to leapofaction.com, you lay out specific things that people can do, some exercises and some theory behind this, and show them how people can take that leap of action to achieve their goals. So I encourage people to head on over there and get the ebook, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me, and you summarized the book very nicely. Not only does the book contain these things that you just mentioned, but it also has some references to, let's say, people who would like to know more about how these things of the studies, where they come from, the names involved, the studies involved. References are in the book that point to other books that go deeper into this. So all that is in the book, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful day.